Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, or good night, whatever it might be, and welcome back to another video. So today I'm actually going to be talking about something that I very much have never done properly, which is drama. More specifically, VTuber drama. So this past week I was scrolling through Twitter when I stumbled upon a set of tweets from Hachi, which is an artist slash VTuber, that talked about how they had received a DM from someone asking them to change the design of their newly shown model due to it looking similar to that of a close species. I'll explain what a close species is later, so don't worry about that. Hachi responded to that DM saying that they weren't aware of such a thing as a close species, and they had simply taken inspiration from drawings they had seen online on Pinterest and DeviantArt, and from another artist they had seen. As a request of people on Twitter asking who it was that had asked Hachi to change their design, Hachi did show the DM, including the name of the person that did this. This person ended up being Kaori, another VTuber. Although on showing who this person was, Hachi had received a lot of backlash for basically leaking DMs that a lot of people consider it to be private. But before we get too far into this, let me say, just because one is communicating through DMs, it doesn't mean they're immune to having their bad behavior being shown. Bad behavior, intentional or not, in my opinion, should be shown and talked about and exposed. But this I know is not exactly the most well appreciated opinion on the surrounding case. But let's get back on topic, specifically on getting context what even is a closed species at all. From what I've searched, a closed species is part of a niche segment of the OC community where a unique and specific set of fictional characters or creatures that are created and owned by a particular artist or group of artists. These characters often come with a set of rules and guidelines that dictate on how they can be created, shared, and used by others. The closed aspect also means that everyone cannot simply create or use these species. Instead, individuals who want to create the characters belonging to that closed species typically need permission from the original creator or administrators of the species. This permission may involve purchasing a design, following specific rules, or obtaining permission for free from the original designer. While Hachi's new model does share traits with that of these close species called ghosties, it's not exactly a carbon copy due to Hachi's model sharing a similar theme, that being of a poltergeist cat. And ghosties are also creatures that resemble ghosts and cats at the same time that were created with the negative emotions of humans. So those themes being generally near each other, and with also the potential of Hachi's inspirations being the drawings they had seen on DeviantArt and Pinterest, it's possible that Hachi could have seen some of the traits that ghosties had and thought they were cool and chose to adapt to their own character while being fully unaware of what the close species community is about. After the DM was shown also to be the Kaori started to get backlash due to gatekeeping design choices, which is a sadly common thing that happens in the VTuber communities. If you've been in this community for a bit, you've probably heard the other VTubers calling other ones a Walmart version of the more known VTuber that shares some visual traits or voice with them. Kaori has also responded to Hachi's tweet, showing that it was them who DM'd Hachi, saying that they did not tell Hachi to change his sign, and if anything, they were inviting Hachi to the closed species community to get them signed into it. Although this was shown to not be fully true, the leaked DM shows otherwise, because the DM does say, and I quote, "We would appreciate if you changed the tail to be less similar to that of the closed species." Kaori also had said later that they were bad with words and they didn't mean to say this specifically, but there's no way we can confirm this, so we're gonna stick with what the words were said on that time. On Kaori's response, they had also called Hachi a childish cloud chaser for showing this DM, and due to them continuously answering Twitter replies about the situation, which is funny enough because this whole situation started with Kaori's DM to Hachi. So yeah, Kaori had then went silent after their initial response while Hachi kept responding to what people were asking on Twitter. This went on for a bit, which then later on another VTuber had joined the situation at the start as a neutral outside perspective on the situation. That VTuber being Mari Yume. They are a decently sized VTuber with nearly 100k subscribers on YouTube, 21k followers on Twitter, and almost 15k followers on Twitch. Mari had went live to talk about this whole situation on a neutral position in a sort of journalistic / news way to give their viewers an outsider's view on the situation and to talk about how they have seen this type of drama happen multiple times on the VTuber community and that they were tired of it.
It's not just Kaori or Hachi. I have like a feeling about this for the entire VTubing scene, and I really want people to stop like attacking each other over concepts. Why can't we just have two cute ghost cat girls? Like, come on!
Mari at first kept up with the neutral position, giving insight to the situation, but then something happened that I don't think even Mari expected. which was that Kaori, one of the involved parties in the drama, had joined the chat and started to defend themselves there. This in itself is not specifically a bad thing. However, the other involved party was not there. Hachi was not on this livestream. Also, after Kaori had joined the chat, Mari had seemed to have started to take a more biased opinion towards Kaori, proceeding to throw more digs at Hachi on stuff that before they had also defended. For example, at the start, Mari had talked about on how Hachi could have taken inspiration from ghosties by accident due to browsing it on Pinterest and on DeviantArt.
Hachi had said that she got her design inspired from like looking at stuff on Pinterest and DeviantArt, and then stuff from like maybe Bunzu having something similar. And like, I don't know about you, but I don't think these two look very similar at all. I don't think she got the inspo from this. Personally, I do think that it was probably more from the ghosty adopts, just based off of like how this looks. Like I can kind of see it. So I think this is where she probably got it more from, because there's like a ton of these ghosty things.
And that by itself is not wrong, because one cannot own the concept of a ghost cat theme. Only if the design is truly unique could one make that excuse. However, after a while into the reporting of the situation, Mari had straight up said that Hachi 100% copied the ghosty design, basically doing a whole 180 on her previous opinion.
Do I think Hachi copied the Ghosties adoptables? Oh yeah. Just look at the elements about it. It looks nothing similar to Sleepy Bunzu or whatever the hell she was talking about in the DMs.
Opinion. Which brings to talk about the whole choice of doing this whole reporting live on stream instead of properly investigating and research video where one cannot get influenced by outside influences as such as chat or one of the parties. When doing this type of content on a live stream, it's surprisingly easy for one to start being biased without one even noticing, which is what I think happened here. By seeing Kaori in their chat, Maria started to not say things that would probably directly offend Kaori, and even said things that would appease Kaori. That is also why I'm making this video after the whole situation had calmed down, to get a full perspective on the situation and to not miss any details that might be important. Also, while during the stream, Mari's arguments versus Hachi were that Hachi had kept the drama going by continuously replying to people on Twitter, and that Hachi shouldn't have shown who had sent the DM. Mari drilled this argument so much to the point of saying that Hachi was also being childish, and that they should grow up.
I hope you learned a lesson from this, and two, I hope Hachi can understand at one point, when she's not so stressed and overworked, that her actions do have consequences regardless if she intended them to or not. She might not realize that. She might see this and think like I'm attacking her and like being really mean, and I'm sending my 80,000 subscribers after her, when that's not the case at all. Maybe in the future, when she grows up a little bit, she will see how this can be detrimental, considering she already lost one client from this drama. So hopefully in the future she can learn to not out people's names publicly, and learn to understand that you're going to get DMs like that a lot, especially in the VTubing scene. And that's just something that, unfortunately, many people in this community don't learn.
Even though Mari themselves did admit that Hachi had a track record of using their Twitter as their own diary and locale of venting, and ranting about what had happened to their life, so that what they had done now was not out of the ordinary. This sudden shift in aggressiveness towards Hachi felt random and out of nowhere, to be honest, which made it seem that Mari was just fully on Kaori's side, even though the situation had been started by Kaori themselves. While Hachi had simply shown what happened to themselves, this behavior by Mari felt, to be fully honest, nasty and uncalled for. Mari was supposed to be the neutral standing, and yet here we are, seemingly taking a side and proceeding to bash Hachi that couldn't even defend themselves in chat like Kaori could. Another thing that Mari oddly kept pointing out was that Hachi had tweeted out that they were overwhelmed by recent events on their lives, such as some stuff surrounding their cats, stress of commissions, and some other stuff. Plus, Mari also said that using Twitter as a diary and for venting is fine if done on an alt account or private account. Which is super odd thing to say because the owner of a Twitter account has the right to do whatever they want on their account. Of course, as long as it doesn't break terms of service, but you know what I mean. They do not get to pick and choose which tweet goes viral and which don't.
As a personal diary, which is fine if it's like your alt or like a private account. But when you post stuff like this on main and it blows up, regardless if you intended it to or not, you should be careful about what you're posting because this is how strangers, like me, who have zero context in the situation, are going to perceive you as.
After this live stream, Hachi found out about this live stream and responded on Twitter about it. They had said that they hated that they couldn't give their opinion and the things that Mari said were extremely offensive to them. And that the overall stress of the situation had caused them to delete everything about the situation, and that they would be canceling commissions indefinitely till 2024 to rest about the situation and take a quick break. Another quick note is that I want to say, if somehow Hachi you're listening to this, you didn't cause any troubles to the community. You did, and what my opinion is, was the right thing. You showed what you were concerned was a classic design gatekeeping message, which is a real problem that the VTubing community has. And I hope you feel better and you keep doing for what I've seen banger art. To somewhat get to a conclusion, I'm somewhat disappointed on what Mari did. Intentionally or not, what they did was, in my opinion, the wrong way of reporting on the situation. And I hope next time they take more care and attention on how they report this type of drama, as it can cause more unnecessary stress to any of the parties involved. Also, I'm not just disappointed in Mari because Mari wouldn't have done this if not for the intrusive and unexcusable DM from Kaori. From someone with a decent amount of following, you should pave the way into more creative freedom and not gatekeep potential designs. While I do understand you perhaps didn't have the bad intentions, what you said still caused this whole situation to happen. I did say you say that you learned from the situation on Mari's chat towards the end of the stream, and I hope it's true. Everyone involved should have learned the lesson, and everyone else looking into it as well. I know this isn't the type of video I usually do, but I started getting to this at 3 AM and I was already getting the vibes of making YouTube videos again, so I felt it was a good opportunity. And to possible future comments saying that I'm doing this for attention, here's what I gotta say. If I wanted attention, I wouldn't have spent my whole time waiting for the situation to settle down. I would have gotten straight into it on the day that happened, and I'm also way too lazy to even keep a schedule on my own stream. You think I care about views on a YouTube video? Please. Anyways, that about it wraps up for today. I hope y'all enjoyed the video, leave a like if you did, and comment down below on how you would have handled the situation. Would have you done stuff differently, or would you have done the same thing as they did? But yeah, I stream every other day on Twitch at twitch.tv/RayconPT and here on the YouTube channel as well. Follow my Twitter, subscribe to my channel if you want more, and also feel free to check out Starforge Systems, which I'm affiliated with, the link on the description. But yeah, that's it for me, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye-bye!